Creating a calm drawing environment. Many students notice something surprising when they first begin exploring spirit portrait drawing. They may have the pencils ready, the paper in front of them, and the intention to draw. Yet the moment they sit down, the environment around them still feels busy. Perhaps there are distractions in the room, background noise, or simply the feeling that the mind hasn't quite settled yet. In this spirit art reflection, we're going to explore how creating a calm drawing environment can support the drawing process. If you'd like to, of course, as I always say, you might want to pick up your pencil and draw while you listen. There's nothing for you to actually complete, but you might just want to use the pencil and carry on drawing in any shape or way you wish to. I believe sometimes the way that we prepare the space around us can influence how easily the drawing begins. And when you sit down to draw, the environment around you can have a subtle effect on how your mind responds to the page. If the space around you feels rushed or distracted, or you've just come in and you've sat down without having a moment to breathe, relax, your drawings can sometimes feel distracted or rushed. But when the environment becomes calmer, the drawing process often slows down in a helpful way, creating for you a calm drawing environment. And it doesn't mean just to have the room perfectly still or arranged in any particular way. Often it simply means allowing yourself a small pocket of space where your attention can settle. So for some new trainee spirit artists, this might involve choosing a quiet part of the room where they know they're unlikely to be interrupted. And for some people, it may be something more simpler, such as just clearing the table so that the paper and the pencil are your main focus. And you can make even the smallest adjustments that can make a huge difference. You might place your sketchbook in front of you, adjust the light so that you can see the page comfortably, and allow yourself a moment to look at the blank sheet before beginning. And it's in that moment the drawing has not yet started, but your mind is beginning to shift into a more attentive state. You might notice the texture of your paper. You might feel the weight of the pencil in your hand. These small details can help bring your attention into the present moment. And some artists also find it helpful to keep the early stage of the drawing gentle. For example, when the pencil first touches the page in which you're drawing on, you might begin by lightly sketching the faint outline of a head shape, not pressing hard, but just allowing the pencil to move slowly as the form begins to take shape. Perhaps you adjust the lines slightly as you go, noticing whether the head appears wider or narrower than you first expected. There's no need to use an eraser at this stage, even if you have to re-go over the lines you've already put down. Now, these early movements are quite exploratory. They allow the drawing to begin without any pressure from your conscious mind. So having a calmer environment can support your kind of drawing because it gives your attention to the room to observe what you are doing. So you may begin to notice how your hand moves across the page, which is something that you really need to start looking at your early stage of drawing. And you may notice as you look at the page how each line curves naturally as your pencil flows around the shape you are sketching. You may notice how the drawing gradually develops as you add another mark beside the first. Creating this kind of environment is like preparing the soil before planting seeds. If the ground is rushed or unsettled, it can be difficult for anything to grow. But when the soil is calm and prepared, the seeds have space to develop. And this is something, if you are a gardener, you will definitely understand. In a similar way, when your drawing environment feels much more settled for you, it's then the creative process often begins to unfold more naturally. And even though you will be just drawing intuitively at various points, and at sometimes you will be connecting with the spirit, but having a cleaner environment just gives you the space and makes you feel more relaxed and calm. So one of the greater aspects I tell students, always make sure that your drawing area environment has a calm feel to it. And once you start to develop your own small habits, you will help to keep this calm space continuous. I know of some artists that draw at the same table each day, and I know some other students begin by sitting quietly for a moment before the first line is even placed on the drawing page. Other people simply take a breath and allow themselves to slow down before starting. And I want you to know that there is no single method that everyone must follow. But the important thing is to notice what helps you feel more attentive and relaxed when you begin drawing. The important part of what you're doing is learning how to connect with spirit and learning how to set the scene, learning to let yourself know when you're ready to work. When you are new and you're starting the road of learning how to become a spirit portrait artist, part of what you do is discovering a way of starting the connection. And that connection happens even before you move and expand your mind. The connection is about how do you connect with your drawing space? How do you connect with your drawing area, the atmosphere in which you're working? Is it muddled? Do you have a messy area? Are there lots of papers sprawn all over the place? Do you have pens and pencils laid around? The point is to try to ensure that when you are sitting in your chair in your desk area and your eyes focused around your room, it's there we need you to ensure that your environment is clean from debris. So sit for a moment while I talk to you and just sit back and just look around your room. Go from the left all the way to the right, upwards and downwards. And as you look around, is there anything there that you would think, actually, this looks a bit messy? And if it is, this messiness will at some point bother you, because when you're drawing, you're connecting with spirit. By having a freer mind, a cleaner environment, it just helps you to feel that much more calmer. And that's what you need when you begin drawing, to feel calm. So I urge you to tidy your area, your space in which you draw, and make it your sanctuary, so that anytime you're ready to work for spirit, you can work in the best way that you can. It won't stop your connection with spirit. So even if you work in mud, even if you work in debris, even if you work with the distractions, that won't stop your connection with spirit. But what it will do is give you a calmer space where you won't get so distracted, and you're allowed to then give yourself the permission to go as deep and surrender as much as you can. So if you're listening to this while drawing right now, just pause for a moment again and just take another look at the space around you. Does the environment feel calm enough for your attention to settle? Or might a small adjustment just help you draw easier? You know, sometimes even a slight shift in the environment can make the drawing experience feel more relaxed. And this is what you need. So as you continue exploring spirit art with me, I want you to discover that your drawing process is influenced not only by what appears on the page, but also by the space in which the drawing takes place. Creating a calm environment allows you to approach the page with patience and attention, and so that as you look at your drawing page, you can now feel free to blend with the spirit and to allow whatever happens to happen. Until next time, when we explore another aspect of spirit art, just continue to draw and notice what begins to emerge. I'll see you on the next episode.